mentioning for all animals, but particularly for cats, because I do have a cat and I know a lot more about cats because I have a cat. So I'm sorry if I don't talk about birds, dogs, things like that, like their necessities. It's only because I don't know. Maybe in the near future we'll get a dog, but as of right now, we're team cats, okay? No offense, I love all animals. High quality food. Now this goes for every animal that you will have or that you will adopt. Food is an essential for every living being, and when it comes to your pets, such as a cat, a dog, a bird, a hamster, you want to get the best of the best. I know it is pricey, and I know a lot of people don't want to spend a ton of money on their pets. I find with me having Milo, he's just as important to, like, you know, when we have a kid one day. I see Milo as my son, even though he is a cat. I truly feel that what I give to him should matter. That's all I'm saying. So with high quality food, I think that's the first thing that you need to do research on when you are adopting a cat or dog or any pet. Before I even adopted Milo, I did so much research on what a cat should eat and shouldn't eat. So do your research when it comes to food for your little furry friend, because at the end of the day, you are what you eat and they are what they eat. If they're gonna eat junk food all the time, they're not gonna perform at their best. They're probably gonna be lazy, gain a lot of unnecessary weight, and you do not want that for your pet. Food bowl and water bowl. We all know this is important when it comes to having a pet. They need something to eat and drink out of, but when I was doing my research, I found that with cats particularly, their water bowl and food bowl needs to be raised and wider. The reason why it needs to be wider is for their whiskers. Cats do not like their whiskers being touched around the bowl and things like that. They don't like their whiskers being like squished together. They rely on their whiskers for balance, things like that. So I ended up getting a nice wide, high-raised food bowl for Milo. Even though it is pricier than your regular food bowl, it's worth it because even with it being raised, cats should not bend all the way down because it will hurt their neck in the long run. So having their bowl raised is ideal for a cat. I'm not sure about dogs. Like I said, I don't own a dog, but just do your own research with what's best for, you know, when it comes to like food bowls for your pet. As for water bowls, I think with cats, having a running water bowl is the best way to go. He drinks a lot of water daily, probably like 3 to 4 times he'll drink water. Right after he's eating, he'll go straight to water. And it makes me happy knowing that he's drinking out of that water bowl, well, that water fountain, I should say, because the vet always says that water intake with cats is very hard. Like they have to like put like drops in the water, which if your cat's not drinking enough water, they do sell drops where it's like, it'll make the water like chicken flavor, something, for them to drink more water. So when I did talk to my vet and told her that I have a running water bowl for Milo, she says that that's awesome because running water can help them want to drink more. Once when they hear that water running, they're like, oh, okay. Toys are very, very important, especially when you have a kitten or a puppy or any little baby animal. Toys have kept Milo very, very busy. Now, I'm not telling you to overdo it because there's a lot of toys that you can make. Milo loves pencils. He loves very simple non-toys. Pencils, the toilet paper roll. Once when the toilet paper's done, we give him that brown roll. He goes nuts for that. He loves feathers, like little fake feathers. He loves paper. Like if I just crumble up this paper into a ball, he will go chase it, walk around with it in his mouth. But when it comes to toys to purchase, he loves stuffed animals. He cuddles with them at night. You know, just regular cat toys, strings, you know, the string on the, you know, the mouse on the stick. I think with any kitten and puppy, toys are gonna keep them entertained. It's gonna help them stay active along with staying away from chewing your furniture. Even though Milo has done a pretty damn good job at chewing our dining room chairs, but he has stood far away from our couch, and I'm very happy with that because I think it's the toys are helping him not want to chew at the couch. He has more than enough, probably around maybe 5 toys tops, and it helps out a lot to keep them busy, active, and to not want to chew our furniture. And like I said, you do not need to spend an arm and a leg when it comes to toys for pets. You can make your own. You can go online like Pinterest, YouTube, and look up DIY cat toys, dog toys to save you some extra cash, and I'm sure that they will play with those DIY toys just as much as they would play with the expensive toys that are at a pet store. I think the only advice I have for you when it comes to toys is best to just keep the toy number to a minimum so nothing goes to waste, and also they're not missing in action. I feel like when there's too many toys, they are missing all the time. Milo has, again, like 4 to 5 around there, and I know exactly where they all are. They're either under the couch, in his bed, or on our bed, or sometimes in our pillowcases. He likes to dig and hide things. But since we have such a low number of toys, it's easier for me to find them all. If we had 20 to 30, more than half of those would just, go missing and we just forget about them because it's just too many. Decent litter box. I want to put this out there. You do not need an expensive litter box. When I worked at my old job, all the ladies that I was working with had these expensive robot litter boxes, and they were trying to convince me to get a robot litter box for my future cats. And I was gonna get one until I seen the damn price tag.
I'm like, wait a minute, $600?
I love my cat, but I just don't think $600 is, worth it right now. Maybe if it's like $100, I'd probably spend the money. But $600, that is just insane, right? I think with cats in general, they do best with just a regular litter box, as long as it's not one of those cheap ones that will rip or crack in a couple weeks. I spent a good like $20 to $30 on a Swifter litter box, I think that's what it's called. With his litter box, I've had it since he was a baby. He goes in and out of it just fine. And that's it. It's just a nice, cheap little bathroom. Obviously, we have like a little house over it for him to have privacy and for us not to see poop all the time, but that's just a preference. You do not need to buy the little house thing that I have. That was around like $48 because it was on sale when I got it. But you can just deal with a decent litter box. Make sure it's a decent size as well. Do not get these tiny little litter boxes for a big cat or even for a kitten. I see a lot of people purchasing little litter boxes because their cat is a kitten, and you have to think like, all right, that kitten is gonna turn into a big cat. Like Milo is not even a year old yet and he's huge, and I got a decent sized litter box to last him for when he gets to the adult age. So like I was saying, do not feel that you need to purchase these robot litter boxes. As cool as they are and as time saving as they are, at the end of the day, cats don't need a fancy bathroom like that. Unless you do not have time to clean the cat box and stuff, then maybe you can weigh out the pros and cons of having an expensive litter box. But pellet litter or any kind of healthier litter. Number one thing that I was also looking up right beside the food was the kind of litter that I was gonna use. I didn't know that with clay litter or that regular litter that you will see in buckets at like Walmart or Target, that kind of litter is horrible for your pet, well, for your cat and kitten. The reason for that is the fact that your cat will clean themselves. It's a given. They give themselves baths. That's just how they live, and that's how they, they do things. They're gonna clean their paws. In between their paws, I'm not sure the actual name for it. We'll just call them webs for now. Right here next to their little beans, the litter, the clay litter will get stuck in between, and they will clean and they will digest that stuff. And there's been cases and articles of cats having a ball of clay litter in their stomach. So for me, I prefer pellet litter. It's natural, it's cheaper. And the most important part about me having this pellet litter, besides it being cheaper and natural, is that it's healthier for my cats. If you guys have never heard about pellet litter, it's getting really popular now due to its cheap price. Giant 40-pound bag for $6, and it can last you a very, very long time. And how it works is super simple. When your cat goes pee or your kitten, those wooden pellets will turn into sawdust and end up at the bottom of the litter box, a little Swifted litter box, and all you have to do is like shake it around, or you can just like use a scooper and just like, shake it around with that if you don't want to make too much of a mess. And that sawdust will end up at the bottom where you can just throw out in the trash, every 2 days. Again, it's so simple. It's not as wasteful as clay litter. It's better for the environment. And it's way, way better for your cat. They're not digesting anything because nothing really gets on their paws. When Milo buries his poop and stuff or his pee, he comes out with nothing on his paws. There's no like little wooden pellets around our house. They might be like next to his little litter box area, only because when he kicks, when he's like kicking to find a spot to poop or pee, it'll come out of the box. But other than that, it doesn't get tracked around the house like regular clay litter would. I do find treats important. I know a lot of people don't think they are, but it is good to get a treat every now and then, even for us humans. I don't know about you guys, but I love when it's like pizza night, cookies, cake. It's like a little treat for me, you know, especially with me having salads and things like that during the week, like regular food. It's good to have a tiny bit of junk food here and there. As for Milo, he only eats one kind of treat, and it's this one right here. He absolutely loves the chicken flavor. Milo's also asking to be sponsored by them. Not me, it's him. If he could have these every day, he would. We only give him this treat every Sunday, and it just honestly gets him so happy. He holds the treat himself with his paws. Like, I'll hold it and he'll just hold on to it with me while I'm feeding him it. Honestly, treats are worth the money. I think they are a necessity when you have any pet, not just a cat. Dogs love treats as well. Life is too short not to have a treat. And the last important thing that your pet really needs, or a cat I should say, is a carrier. Even if you have a small dog like a Chihuahua, or you know, just a small Yorkie, a carrier is very important to have, especially when you bring them to the vet. That was honestly the first thing that I purchased when I was going to adopt a cat, on a nice big carrier. I didn't get one of those fold-up ones because to me it just didn't look comfortable. The carrier that I have, I did have to assemble, which it was super easy. It only took me like 10 minutes to assemble. And when it comes to like the winter time where it's cold, I would just throw a blanket in there. It's nice and comfy and warm for him if we have to go to the vet. But another reason why a carrier is very important is when they get surgery. You don't want to hold an animal when they get surgery. They probably have stitches. I'm sure they just want to lay down and relax after their surgery. Also, most vets will not allow you to carry your animal or to bring your animal into their facility without a carrier. I know with my vet, cats are not allowed to go in there without being inside of a carrier. Or even for traveling, if you are bringing your pet to another country or, you know, a vacation, a carrier is the way to go. It's literally a peace of mind when it comes to us and for them. Another thing that I do want to mention before letting you guys go is that I will have one link down below that goes straight to Milo's things that I purchased for him. His water bowl, his carrier, toys, etc. Everything that I purchased for Milo will be linked to that one link down below. So it made it a lot easier for you guys to check everything out all at once instead of clicking like each link. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.